given by the Council of State. But at least per the Constitution, he ought to consult. There should be some consultations before some appointments are made. And that's how come some people are raising concerns about the appointment of the current, BOG boss and all that. Even if the president is not bound, what about the consultations? And in this case, some people are saying that, well, because there was no Council of State, how come the president has appointed a new Bank of Ghana boss and all that? With the consultations and things surrounding it, what is that also communicating to you?
This tells you that, or it tells every one of us that the presidents have really felt that they can move on without the Council of State. Because as we speak, they are not there. And yet there are appointments going on. So it re-emphasizes the point we were making earlier that for me, the presidents have not seen it to be very useful.
Okay.
Yes.
So we have a constitutional review pending, coming up shortly. If you're a governance expert, will you say we need a review of this or we need a removal of this?
I would say completely that we have to remove it. We've got to remove it. I tried checking across the world where they have a similar kind of body. And I couldn't find it anywhere in any of the current democratic states, except in the Scandinavian countries. Belgium,
Sweden?
Yes, Sweden, and all of those. But in these areas, they are also operating, what I realize is that they are operating a monarchy system. And so they thought it wise for them to have this kind of body to be offering some kind of advice. Can you imagine Ghana is being ruled by a monarchy? Definitely, there could be the need for us to have a kind of technical group somewhere which could be advising. But in the serious democratic states that we all know, I haven't seen or have not come across anything anyway.
But whether we like it or not, the situation we find ourselves in right now, the elections will be held today. One person will be voted for to represent the region as a Council of State member. We'll come to that shortly. But I want to take the view of Dr. Ali Nyaba on this one, whether, per the constitutional review that is coming up, whether we need to remove this or to review it. Doc, where do you stand?
Yes, I have said already that I see it as a good thing, just that it hasn't functioned as it was perceived to do. For instance, in this current dispensation, assuming we had the head of the Muslim group, Sheikh Nuhu Seributu, then we get somebody or a couple of people from the Christian Council, then we get an eminent chief, like the Constitution has provided, a former chief of defense staff. So we have some eminent group of people, like 7, not as many as we have today. And then this group of people are mandated by the Constitution, not necessarily appointed by the president. I think they will serve a good purpose. This is a budding democracy. We in all facets, what we can do to grow it, I think it's a good thing. Just that, like I have said, the Constitution of the Council of States, from its inception, particularly from the Fourth Republic, has not served its purpose. So if people are asking for it to be scrapped, it makes sense. But I think the intention is good. And if we had time and then we looked at, in 1969, the specific scenario that made the framers of the Constitution, particularly Justice Crabbe, who pushed so hard for it. You understand, around that time, they even prescribed that the leader of the opposition should be part of the Council of State. So for every point in time, there is a reason why you have to do something to grow the budding nation state of Ghana. So I think the Council of States, although it hasn't served its purpose, if it is constituted well, with eminent people with integrity, who will always, the president will benefit so much from their advice if he really wants to do well.
So for you, if I'm sensing it right, you're talking about let's reshape, let's have a bit of a review. That's what Dr. Ali Nyaba is saying. Don't hold the line for me, but let me do a bit of conjecturing here. From where we sit, the people who have availed themselves, the 12, will you say that they really have intentions to advise the president well, or looking at that office, that position, what comes with it? Definitely you're going to have a V8. Definitely to be fueled. You'll be chauffeured. You might have a police officer. You might have, I don't know, per my checks, you might even have a diplomatic passport and all that. Would you say that they have the country at heart and therefore want to avail themselves, advise the president properly for the right decisions to be taken to help this country? Or maybe, and I'm saying conjecturing, maybe it's because of the benefits that come along with that position?
Yes, honestly, I will not claim to know a lot of the 12 people who have availed themselves for this position in Ashanti region or even in other regions. I don't know their backgrounds. I don't know their persons. It will be very difficult for me to comment on their competencies to do the job. But I would like to look at this generically, and I will say that the way it is at the moment, it doesn't matter the caliber of the person. It will be very difficult for the Council of State to serve its purpose. Very, very difficult for the Council of State to serve its purpose. And even if you are going there with good intentions, when you get there, the reality of the situation might be in such a way that it will be very difficult for your good intentions to manifest in the president's actions or governance.
We live in a country where people are looking for opportunities.
Sure.
Opportunity to make it, to be seen, to be known, and all that.
Yeah.
And this is a council where it comes with a lot of benefits.
Yeah.
And so, as